was here in Chengdu first time 10 years ago, roughly. And I've been to Beijing, but I've been to many places in China. But, you know, this country is so vast. You never get the feeling as a foreigner to really have one coherent picture. There's so many different impressions. I'm very happy about what happened to documentary as a genre over the last couple of years. There has been this change in our industry where, and of course in the audience as well, where people are no longer watching predominantly broadcast channels, but they're watching platforms, younger forms of digital entertainment. And that helped documentaries because there's a young generation now that has discovered how interested documentaries can be. And for me as a documentary producer and filmmaker, that's a wonderful development. This is my first time at the Golden Panda Award, but I think it is really, really important to have big awards, including the ceremonies and the red carpet and everything, because it draws the attention of the general public to what we are doing as film producers. That is one thing. And the other thing is it encourages filmmakers to give their best and to apply for participation in a competition like the Golden Panda Award. I have to admit this is one of the reasons why I'm coming here, because I know very little about the local production. There is not much of an exchange between China and Europe at the moment when it comes to documentaries. I have a bit of an idea of how rich and diverse the contents are that are being produced in China, but there's only very few shows that are in the documentary world that are being shown in my country that originate from China. Most of the time these are co-productions between Western partners and Chinese partners. Often about history, and my particular field of expertise is science. This is also a perfect genre for collaboration between China and Europe, because science should be universal. And if you find, if you have an excavation somewhere in the world that changes all of our pictures that we have of the world, it doesn't matter where it comes from, it's a global community that works on the latest scientific efforts. I think it's this week for me is a time when people from different countries meet each other, some for the first time, and this is always very helpful if you want to better understand what the differences are between cultures, and that fosters understanding of each other, of course. I have to say though that I think in terms of filmmaking, there are general rules with regard to what appeals to an audience and what doesn't. So learning about cultures is one thing, but it's also about competition for the best film in terms of craftsmanship. One thing that everybody associates with Chengdu are the pandas, and I expect to see some pandas.
But we haven't seen any pandas before.
I have seen some pandas 10 years ago when I was last here, but it's always fascinating, and I particularly like they are not real pandas, but the brown small ones.
Okay.
I like them even more than the big lazy ones. One of the things I was looking forward to coming to Sichuan this time this morning when I flew in, I thought it's one of the best foods I ever had in this region. So I'm looking forward to eating with other people, and I hope that I can take the pepper.